What's up, Dolphins fans? Time for another episode of Dolphins Today. I am your host, Jay Creetma. And look, you know the drill. It's been working, so we're not going to change anything. The more you subscribe, the better the chance the Dolphins have to win. It worked last week. We had a sub for dub, baby. We're climbing. We're almost to that goal of 45K. So let's make it happen right now. Hit that subscribe button. Daily Dolphins content. You want updates on Dolphins trade rumors. You want updates on the latest Dolphins injury news. Subscribe to Dolphins Today. And in end, it helps the Dolphins win because sub for dub, that's how it works around here. We're 1-0. We had a victory Monday yesterday. Let's keep it moving. Sub for dub. And we got a lot to get to because we had Monday Night Football last night, and it was close to home in the AFC East. So, if you're like me, a Dolphins fan, you're watching, okay, how does this impact what's going on in the AFC East? A divisional matchup. The Bills fall to the Jets 22-16. Really a thrilling game if you think about it. I mean, into overtime, the punt return for the Jets by Xavier Gibson to seal it. And really in a game that is going to be remembered as the game that Aaron Rodgers was lost for the season. The Jets at least could go home with the W, but losing Aaron Rodgers for the season, obviously that one stings. And none of us would even remotely consider rooting for injury. That's not what any of this is about. But the reality of the situation is now the Jets are without their franchise quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And so much was made about it, all the hype, Hard Knocks, everything else. It felt like the Jets were that new shiny toy that everybody was on board with, and even some betting to win the AFC East. Now, again, Zach Wilson for now becomes the starting quarterback for the Jets, and I don't have to explain it to you. I won't even waste anybody's time in telling how much of a jump that is from Aaron Rodgers down to Zach Wilson. We'll see if they make some moves, they being the Jets, of course, but in just 1 week of play, the AFC East, I feel, has been flipped upside down. It's kind of like someone just went into the AFC East and shook it all about because it looks completely different now after just 1 week of play than it did preseason. So let's talk about those preseason odds. The Bills came in as your favorite. Of course, they've won it the last couple of years. All that firepower, Josh Allen at quarterback, Stephon Diggs, you know the drill. Of course, the Bills were the favorite to win the AFC East in the preseason. Now, Josh Allen turning the ball over a little bit too much, 4 of them last night with the 3 picks and 1 fumble. So that now we have somebody else to talk about as the potential favorite to win the AFC East. The Jets came in. Again, everybody was on board with the Jets. Hard Knocks, Aaron Rodgers. They played so well at times last year. We're just missing that key ingredient of a star quarterback, and they got it in Aaron Rodgers. But unfortunately, injuries are a part of the game, and so although the Jets came in at plus 225 preseason odds to win the AFC East, they're certainly not there right now. The New England Patriots, of course, you never want to count out a Bill Belichick squad, and although they lack some of the talent on both sides of the ball, and the odds reflected it there at plus 900, and your Miami Dolphins, it's a loaded division, but they started the season at plus 300. So even behind the Jets and behind the Bills in terms of the likelihood of winning the AFC East according to the odds makers. So where are we after one game? That's right, just one game of play. Look at how those odds have moved. Now, your favorite to win the AFC East at plus 130, the Miami Dolphins. And again, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's only one game, but those odds have shifted. Plus 130, the Patriots still at plus 900, but the Jets have fallen back to plus 500, and the Bills now at plus 145. So, again, it's not exactly something that you can take out a second mortgage for. I'm not telling you to do that, but it's certainly worth noting that the Dolphins all of a sudden are in the driver's seat after just 1 week of play, according to the odds makers. So I got to ask you, it's our pinned comment of the day. Will the Dolphins win the AFC East? Call me crazy talking like this after just 1 week of play, but the odds makers agree. If you think the Dolphins are going to win the AFC East, type Y for yes, N for no. It's our YouTube pinned comment of the day. So if that ad break hits you, take advantage of it. Don't panic. Just go down to the comments, type Y for yes, and N for no. All right, we got to talk about Josh Allen a little bit because at times people refer to him as like the face of the AFC East. And yes, he certainly has that star power, and he makes some incredible plays, and he's running the ball and can do it all. He's a threat to score anytime he touches the rock, sure. But last night, he was not good. In fact, he was terrible. He said it in the postgame afterwards. He cost this team the game. 236 yards passing, the 1 touchdown, sure, but 3 interceptions and 1 fumble. You're not going to win in the National Football League making those kinds of mistakes. 4 turnovers, and although the Bills still had a chance to win with it going into overtime, but it's starting to become a trend, and I'm sure Buffalo Bills fans can attest to this, that yes, Josh Allen will make the highlight reel play, but he's turning the ball over way too much. 82 turnovers since 2018, and that's the most of any quarterback in the National Football League. So yes, he's played a lot. He plays with that reckless abandon that's going to kind of yield some of those results in terms of the turnovers. But I ask you, who is the real Josh Allen 17? Because I think if you came into this season and you asked the random person on the street, who's the best quarterback in the AFC East? A lot would say Josh Allen. But based on a 1-game sample size this past year, I've got a different question for you. Who is the best quarterback in the AFC East? I think you know my answer. Tua is the best quarterback in the AFC East. And based on last night, it's really not close. And I'll call me overreaction. That's fine. However, the fact of the matter is Tua made throws that, frankly, not a lot of quarterbacks in this league can make. He was the number 1 rated quarterback on Pro Football Focus in terms of grading for week 1. So obviously that plays a big role in it. But overall, the way Tua commanded this offense in week 1 against the Chargers speaks volumes on the type of quarterback that he can be moving forward for the Miami Dolphins. So let's get the comments going. Need you to vote on it. Who is the best quarterback in the AFC East? I got 2. If you want to write in your own, that's totally fine. But go ahead and type Tua for Tua Tagovailoa or J.A. for Josh Allen. Hit it up in the comments because, again, I don't really think there's any discussion in 2023 and moving forward. We'll see how this plays out, but Tua unequivocally is the best quarterback in the AFC East as it stands right now. Now, Dolphins today is made possible by Game Time. I said it the other day, I'm the new guy around here. When they told me Game Time is on board, I was licking my chops because it was already my one-stop shop for live events, tickets to games, tickets to concerts, anything of that nature, because it automatically finds you the best deals and lowest prices guaranteed. Because what's great about it too is day of the event, if you're last minute, you can still find great deals using the Game Time app. I was on business the other day and I was away from the office here and had a little bit of free time. There was a concert in the area, pulled up the Game Time app, and before I knew it, had tickets ready to go. Easy to use, great interface on the app as well because you can see an actual picture of where your seat's going to be at. It's not some grainy diagram. It's an actual image of where your seats are going to be, so no deception there. And for being a subscriber and a supporter of the show, we got a special promo code for you. So when you create an account, first-time users use FINSCHAT. Promo code FINSCHAT to get $20 off. I'll spell it out for you because it's easier that way. PHINS chat. When you create an account and redeem that code for $20 off your first purchase. That's Game Time, huge sponsor of today's show. So snag the tickets without the stress using Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create that account, use promo code FINSCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Download the Game Time app today. All right, our Pro Football Focus Week 1 grades. Now, this is fun, especially on a Victory Monday. It's fun because I don't remember the last time a team had the number 1 performing quarterback and the number 1 performing receiver, but that's exactly what the Dolphins had in terms of the entire National Football League. So take a look right there. Tyreek Hill graded out with a 93.0 grade. He was the highest rated wide receiver in the National Football League after Week 1. Tua Tagovailoa right behind him, 92.1, highest graded quarterback in the National Football League. Pretty good. Let's just give him a round of applause. 1-1. That's about as good as you can do in the opening round. Jalen Waddle played well at 75.8. Robert Hunt, the offensive line, big question mark coming in to Week 1 against the Chargers. They played well. We'll get to our lower graded players, and unfortunately there are some offensive linemen on that for the Dolphins, but they kept Tua dry. They did not allow a sack the entire game, and he was only hit twice. River Craycraft had the touchdown, played really well all the way around. There are your top 5 Week 1 offensive players for the Miami Dolphins. But, hey, this is an honest show, right? We're going to let you know when players don't play well, like they did here in Week 1. Unfortunately, Durham Smythe, Savon Ahmed, Isaiah Wynn, Alec Ingold, and Austin Jackson, the tail of the tape wasn't exactly kind to them in Week 1. There's your lowest graded Dolphins players on the offensive end. Flip over to defense. We had a couple of players show out despite the defense giving up all kinds of yards on the ground. It certainly was not a defensive clinic that was put on by Vic Fangio and the Dolphins. But like I said yesterday, they made the plays when it mattered most. Javon Holland, 86.4 on the grade, led the team in tackles. Kader Kohou. Now, Kader Kohou had his first career sack in that game, but also played well from his cornerback position. I think that's a testament to Vic Fangio chalking that up in a corner blitz for him to get that sack against Justin Herbert in a pivotal point of the game. Jaelan Phillips played well. Zach Sieler, both of those guys had sacks in the final Chargers drive that helped put the finishing touches on the victory for the Dolphins. And Andrew Van Ginkel graded out at 63.3 from that linebacker position. However, as I mentioned, when you give up 230-plus yards on the ground, you're going to have some guys that didn't grade out well. And when you look at exactly who that is, it makes sense because up front, the Dolphins got pushed around a little bit. The linebacking core wasn't great. And at times, Herbert had his way. So Raekwon Davis, not great. Xavier Howard needs to be better. David Long and Jerome Baker in the middle, they got to play better in terms of stopping the run. And again, first-year defensive coordinator Vic Fangio still plugging and playing a little bit. I think the old cliche is in play here. You're going to make a lot of improvement from Week 1 to Week 2. So we'll keep our eye on that for the Dolphins defense. And what a perfect segue because we're having another watch party. That's right. If you don't want to miss it, if you had as much fun as I did on that first watch party, we're doing it again. Sunday Night Football, and you got to subscribe. Now, we had over 1,000 people subscribe to Dolphins Today during our last watch party, so the bar is set high, and that's a good thing. You wouldn't want it any other way. The bar is set high. We got to at least get 1,200 new subscribers for our watch party Sunday night because it's a divisional opponent. It's a divisional rival. You got to show up. It's going to be Dolphins versus Patriots. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a fun watch party. You do not want to miss out. And with that, I ask you, who's excited for Sunday Night Football? I know it's only Tuesday, but I'm already licking my chops, rolling up the sleeves, ready to go. I'm excited, but you know who else is excited? Cris Collinsworth. That's right. The color analyst for Sunday Night Football was interviewed by a local NBC affiliate earlier this week. And how about the quote he had about this Miami's Dolphins team and leading up to Sunday Night Football? He said, "This is a really exciting team to watch play. This is like watching the 4x100 relay in the Olympics or something. People are so fast around the field. whether it's the running backs or whether it's the crazy receivers. That's Cris Collinsworth on the Dolphins. He talked a little bit more. He said Jalen Waddle is unbelievable and Tyreek Hill is faster than he is, and Raheem Mostert. And now you've got Devon Achane and all these guys. It's different. Every game we do that they're involved, it just looks different on the field than it does with some other teams. You wonder how far it can go. And that's Cris Collinsworth. And I probably should have read that quote in my Cris Collinsworth voice, now here's a guy. I tell you what, that Tua Tagovailoa, he is one special player. There is no doubt about it. I'll work on that. But Cris Collinsworth is excited for Sunday Night Football. I'm excited for Sunday Night Football. I hope you are excited for Sunday Night Football. It'll be a chance for the nation to see the Dolphins in prime time, as they've already put the rest of the AFC East on notice. The odds reflect that. They've also put the rest of the NFL on notice. So, before we say goodbye, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I'm always tweeting about Dolphins updates, Dolphins news. I had one earlier today about Tua being him. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to come up with that, but H1M, Tua is him. He's leading this Dolphins team. They're an exciting team to watch. What an exciting brand of football they're playing. So, subscribe. Come back next time. We've got more Dolphins videos for you. Thanks for watching today. I'm your host, Jake Rietma. We'll see you next time on Dolphins Today. See ya.